Dis Woensdag 20 Junie 2019. Die naam van die platform is Kletskompas. My naam is Verkiesingskommissie. Baie dankie dat u ingeskakel het. Net hierna gaan ek en kollega Gabrielle loer na die voorblaaie in die Namibië Media Holding Staal. Dis natuurlik Republikein, Algemene Zeitung en Namibian Sun. Daarna bring Jomri Daddy ouer gewoonte vir ons op die hoogte van hoe sake daar uitsien in die wêreld van ekonomie. In ons onderhoud geleef vanoggend praat ons met Merlin Kashitundu. Sy is 'n adjunk-direkteur verbonde aan die Verkiesingskommissie van Namibië en sy praat met ons oor die aanvullende registrasieproses wat eersdaags afskop om seker te maak Namibiërs is reg om te stem op die 27 November 2019. Bly ingeskakel.
The best in African storytelling presents unforgettable moments in African drama.
Wow.
The romance.
Will you marry me?
The inspiration. The laughter. And the heated confrontations. Then, just when you think you've seen enough, fiery face-offs, the schemes, and the devastating truth.
What is going on?
The stories never end with homegrown drama, telenovelas, and more. Get connected from as little as $1,499 for an Explorer decoder, Smart LNB, and 1 month's DSTV Premium, Namibia's leading entertainment destination, DSTV.
Voorblaaie van Namibië Media Holdings Staal, dis Republikein, Algemene Zeitung en Namibian Sun en by my in die ateljee is Republikein se nuusredakteur Ronel om juist dit te doen. Hallo Ronel.
Môre Denver.
Gister was 'n interessante dag op die nuusfront. Die bedryf waarin ons is baie onvoorspelbaar. So vandag doen die susters eintlik iets soortgelyks. Republikein, Namibian Sun en Algemene Zeitung pak baie soortgelyke kwessies op die voorblaai aan vandag, Ronel.
Inderdaad, ja, die groot nuus gister natuurlik eers later gebreek. Die brief wat die weduwee van meneer Anton Lubowski gestuur het, 'n oop brief aan president Hage Geingob, waarin sy sê sy probeer al 30 jaar om met hom 'n gesprek te hê. Nou natuurlik, hy is op 12 September 1989 is hy vermoor in Windhoek. En sy voer aan Denver dat hy was die laaste mens wat met Anton Lubowski gepraat het. Hulle het gaan stap. Die kwessie wat Lubowski met hom wou bespreek was so indringend dat hy dit nie eers in die huis wou doen nie en dat hulle gaan stap het om daaroor te praat. Nou ja, enkele ure later is hy dan nou vermoor. Die president wat terug gekom het op die storie met 'n prokureursbrief en gesê het, wow, hier is 'n gevaar van laster en sy wat dan nou tot maandag tyd het, Denver om die beweringe dan nou terug te trek of reg te stel.
Of te staaf as alternatief.
Ja. So dit is 'n ontvouende storie en dit sal baie interessant wees ook om te sien wat gebeur en natuurlik kan ek net dink die media is almal geïnteresseerd om haar dan nou te kry om te praat of om meer te weet oor wat hier gaan gebeur.
Absoluut, nou wat vir my interessant was van hierdie storie is ek het nie geweet dat ons huidige staatshoof die laaste mens was wat met wyle meneer Anton Lubowski gepraat het nie. En dit sy sê sy het 'n eggenoot verloor, maar haar kinders het ook sonder hulle pa groot geword. En sy trek 'n direkte verband tussen die politieke loopbaan van ons staatshoof en ook daai gesprek met haar man se dood.
Inderdaad, baie interessant, Denver. Ja, en ons het nou vroeër voor hierdie gesprek het ons nou in ons nuuskantoor ook daaroor gepraat. Dit is inderdaad vir baie mense nuus dat hy die laaste mens was.
En ons staatshoof natuurlik sê al hierdie beweringe is van die waarheid beroof en derhalwe moet sy dit terugtrek en onvoorwaardelik om verskoning vra. Soos jy sê, ons sal kyk of dit nog gaan gebeur en hoe dit gaan uitspeel. Ja.
Inderdaad, 'n ontvouende storie.
Ja.
Die ander storie wat nog steeds maar van verlede week af 'n warm onderwerp is Kalahari woestyn, operasie Kalahari woestyn, voorafgegaan deur Hornkrans, die polisiebaas, luitenant-generaal Sebastian Tunga, wat dan sterk in die presse getree het vir hierdie 2 operasies, die suksesse daarvan uitgelig het. Denver en jy wat ook 'n onderhoud gevoer het gister met 'n vriend van die vermoorde of die man, die taksibestuurder, die jong Zimbabweër wat dan doodgeskiet is by 'n padblokkade toe hy wou wegbeweeg om nie gekonfronteer te word met die feit dat hy eintlik onwettig in die land is.
Dit is eintlik 'n hartseer storie, Ronel. Eers om terug te kom wat hy Tunga gesê het, dis ook wat die president vroeër gesê het. Hierdie operasie gaan voortduur tot ons misdaad in die land onder beheer het. En dit is jammer dat iemand met sy lewe moes spoed as deel van hierdie operasie. Nou die vriend van die Zimbabweërs sê dat hy was definitief onwettig in die land. En dit gee vir ons 'n bietjie van 'n indruk van hoe uitgelewer Zimbabweërs is. Hy sê dis nie moontlik vir hulle om terug te keer huis toe nie, want daar's nie beter moontlikhede nie. Maar die probleem wat hulle tans het is, die papierwerk is reg om sy oorskot terug te neem Zimbabwe toe, dis wat sy ouers op hoop, maar daar's nie geld om die oorskot terug te neem nie. So is nogal 'n hartseer verhaal.
Inderdaad, en jy het gesê, hulle wil nou vandag eintlik al vertrek het met die oorskot. Nou, mense wat al deur so 'n proses is, weet dat die repatriasie van 'n lijk is 'n moeisame en 'n baie duur proses.
Baie omslagtig, ja. Ronel, en jy het 'n berig geskryf oor 'n olieveld, as ek dit reg verstaan. Vertel vir ons 'n bietjie meer.
Baie interessant, Denver, inderdaad. Die biomassa bedryfsgroep, die Namibië biomassa bedryfsgroep wat dan 'n verklaring uitgereik het deur sy uitvoerende hoof, meneer Colin Lindekie. Interessant, hy is die seun van die bekende Dr. Pauline Lindekie en Dr. Milan Lindekie.
Okay, ja.
Nou ons almal weet dat indringerbos in Namibië 'n baie groot probleem is, maar hy wat dan die klem lê op hoeveel van 'n bate dit vir die land is. En hy sê die energiewaarde van hierdie indringerbos is gelykstaande, Denver, aan 'n olieveld wat 400 miljoen vate olie kan lewer.
So.
En 'n inkomste vir die land kan bring. Dit is nou natuurlik gereken in terme van wat die olieprys nou is, van 370 miljard Namibiese dollar. Nou in hierdie stadium is die houtskoolbedryf 'n baie sterk en floreerende bedryf, maar hy sê ons benut nog nie eers 'n fraksie van die werklike potensiaal nie. So ja, baie interessant. Goeie nuus ook dat iets wat ons as 'n las beskou eintlik 'n bate is en dat dit is 'n volhoubare benuttingsbron.
Ons is dankbaar vir die bietjie goeie nuus te midde van die ander minder goeie nuus.
Inderdaad, ja.
Ronel, baie dankie vir die saamkuier.
Dankie, Denver.
Ja. Liewe kyker, as jy nog nie een van die dagblaaie in die hande gekry het nie, maak asseblief so gou as moontlik so.
Met die golwe van ons land ontstaan.
benodig minstens 3 ontsoutingsaanlegte om 'n blywende oplossing vir die land se waternood te bring. Nou, dit is die mening van 'n kenner van die Universiteit van Namibië, professor Frank Kavishe. Hy het Dinsdag op Henties Baai aan 'n inligtingssessie deelgeneem. Nou, op Henties Baai natuurlik is hulle besig om te eksperimenteer met 'n ontsoutingsaanleg. Kavishe sê daar moet ook gekyk word na nog 'n ontsoutingsaanleg in die noorde en dan ook in die suide by Loederitz. 'n Ander interessante storie op Market Watch vandag in die voorblad wat die Wêreldbank 'n interessante mening lig oor die Belt and Road Initiative van China. Volgens die Wêreldbank kan daar vreeslik baie ekonomiese voordele uit hierdie inisiatief spruit, maar is dit bitter belangrik dat die inisiatief hervorm moet word en dat dit meer deursigtig moet wees. Hoewel die Wêreldbank sê daar's baie min data, lyk dit tog asof projekte van die Belt and Road Initiative wat in lande toegeken word, in die gevalle word daar in die meeste gevalle die kontrakte aan Chinese maatskappye toegeken.
Met die golwe van ons land ontstaan.
By my in die ateljee vanoggend is Marilyn Kashitundo, sy is adjunkt-direkteur verbonde aan die Verkiesingskommissie van Namibië en gemoeid met die opvoeding van ons kiesers. Good morning Marilyn and welcome to Kletskompas.
Good morning, Tenver. Thank you for having me here.
It's lovely having you here. Tomorrow we'll have an insert about the supplementary registration process in all the Namibian media holdings dailies, that's Republican, Algemene Zeitung and Namibian Sun. Please talk to us about this.
Yes, Namibia votes this year, 2019. Namibians are going to vote for the presidential elections as well as the National Assembly elections, which is scheduled for the 27th of November 2019. And in terms of the Electoral Act, before any electoral process, the Electoral Commission should register potential voters in order for them to register to vote during the upcoming elections.
And that brought about the supplementary registration?
Yes, that brought about the supplement because it highlights all the registration points that we have countrywide so that Namibians would know where they have to go and register in order for them to get to vote.
Very well. When will the supplementary registration be taking place?
The supplementary registration of voters will take place from the 7th to the 28th to the 27th of July 2018.
Very well.
2019.
And who's required to register?
In order for you to register, you need to be a Namibian citizen, obvious. You need to be able to identify yourself, and you need to prove that you are 18 years or older. And how do you do this? You do this by producing either your Namibian ID. We know the blue Namibian ID that we all have. If you don't have your blue Namibian ID, we have the old Namibian IDs, those that are a bit yellowish in color.
They're also acceptable?
They are also acceptable. They are still being used. Or if you don't have one of those two, you can bring your valid green Namibian passport, only the green one that is valid. Or if you don't have that, you can bring a Namibian citizenship certificate and have sworn statements by 2 registered deponents. Those would be able to identify yourself that the citizenship certificate indeed belongs to you.
Very well. Do I need to prove to the ECN or to the officials about my place of residence?
Yes. When you approach, what we are registering for now is we are registering people in their constituencies, meaning you need to register in the constituency where you reside in. But then we should bear in mind that during the polling process, you can vote wherever you find yourself. But then for registration, you need to register in your constituency where you reside. If you bring those documents that I've just mentioned, you'll be able to register.
Very well. In your capacity as Deputy Director, you're also responsible for voter education and democracy building. Will there be more such drives leading up to the 27th of November this year?
Yes, the ECN is going all out to ensure that potential voters get the information that they need in order to register first and then again to vote in November. We have various platforms that we'll be using. We have the ECN Facebook pages, our Twitter pages, our website is live and information can be obtained from there. We're going to have roadshows later on in the year where we are targeting the youth because we are trying to make sure that a bigger number of the youth are able to come in and register and then vote. So we have various platforms that we'll be using. The traditional media like radio, television, those will be used. Print media, as you rightly said, we have the supplement that is coming out in the newspapers tomorrow, the Republican, Algemene Zeitung and Namibian Sun. So ECN is going all out there. We also have voter education officers countrywide that are conducting face-to-face voter education with our communities. Because we are trying to make sure that we reach out to all corners of the country so that everybody gets the message of the elections for 2019.
Very well. What renders a Namibian citizen eligible to vote in terms of age requirements and perhaps other requirements?
You need to be a Namibian citizen, as we indicated, by birth or by descent. Obviously, there are documents that you can show to prove that you are a Namibian citizen. As I've mentioned, the 4 documents: your IDs and passport and a citizenship certificate. But then, in terms of age, you need to be 18 years or above in order for you to register. Otherwise, you won't be able to take part in our elections.
Very well. One of the challenges that we still see is voter apathy. How do you plan to address that so that more people turn up on the 27th of November?
As I've indicated earlier on, we are going to employ various voter education drives to ensure that the people get the message. But then we call out on our stakeholders to also help the ECN in terms of sending the message across. The media, political parties, non-governmental organizations, so that we can reach out to the masses as much as possible.
Very well. We understand there's a training underway at the moment to help train officials to be ready and assist during the supplementary registration process. Please talk to us about that training.
Yes, the Electoral Commission has started with the training of our regional coordinators, which are the regional heads in all the 14 regions, as well as the assistant coordinators. The training, as well as our staff in our foreign missions, because during the supplementary registration of voters, we also register Namibians that are living outside the borders of the country. So if you meet the requirements to register as a voter and you find yourself outside the borders of the country, you can go to our foreign missions and register as a voter.
So no one will be excluded?
No one will be excluded, because you also be able to vote wherever you find yourself, where we have our foreign missions. So these officials are being trained. The training is ending on Friday. And then after this training, we are going to continue with the training of constituency supervisors for all the 121 constituencies, which is starting as of next week, Monday. And then after this week-long training, we continue with a bigger group, which are the registration officers. We have already trained our logistics assistants, people that will help us to distribute materials to all the regions. Their training ended yesterday. So it's actually a process. All our officials are being trained to ensure that everybody perform to the best of their abilities, for sure with the right information and the right training given to them.
Madeline, you're a very busy lady, so we don't want to take up too much of your time. Any final remarks, please?
I would like to call upon Namibians, those that could not have registered during the last registration of voters, those that have turned 18 years after our last registration of voters, those that have moved from one constituency to another, these that have changed their residency, those whose voters' cards are either lost or damaged, and for the ladies, or those that have changed their surnames. Obviously, you can come and get and register during the upcoming supplementary registration of voters in order for you to vote.
Thank you very much for your time and best of luck.
Thank you.
Dit was Madeline Kashitundo verbonde aan die Verkiesingskommissie van Namibië. Sy praat met ons oor die aanvullende registrasieproses wat eersdaags gaan plaasvind sodat ons kan reg wees op die 27 November 2019 om vir 'n president en 'n nasionale vergadering te stem. Baie dankie.
Enjoy extra flexibility with ExtraView from DStv. It lets you pop a TV up here, another over here, and one more up here. And great news, Namibia! You can now link up to 3 ExtraView capable decoders and have the whole family enjoy their favorite shows in 3 different rooms at the same time, all under a single subscription. To find out more, visit dstv.com and enjoy extra viewing freedom for everyone.
Ons land, ons taal.
Donderdag beteken een ding, dis een dag voor Vrydag en voor die naweek. Geniet die dag. Totsiens.
Want dis ons land.